everyone. My name is Lauren DeCruz, and I've been attending Mill City for 6 or 7 years now. And one unchanging characteristic of God that I'm going to discuss is God as a protector. So God has repeatedly protected me in my life from harm and difficult situations. But one that stands out in particular is an experience from college. So during my junior year of college, I went to the University of Minnesota, and I was in a sorority. And I lived in the house 1 year, and it was so much fun, but also so chaotic. It was 40 women in one house. I lived in a room called the Quad, so there was 4 of us, 2 sets of bunk beds. I have a picture of the room, and it was strewn with clothes, and just so much fun, but just the definition of chaotic. And so I did not get a lot of sleep. I had a full class load, working part-time, living in a house where it was just hard to sleep. And so during fall semester, I was invited to Duluth to celebrate one of my best friend's birthdays at UMD. And so my plan was to drive up on Saturday and then drive back the following morning to meet at the sorority house for a parents' breakfast. So drove up, had a lot of fun, and then the morning back, I was really tired. And I remember as I was driving from Duluth back to the Twin Cities, I even opened the car windows so cold air could come in to just keep me awake. And ultimately, it did not work, and I ended up falling asleep at the wheel and flipping my car in a marshy swamp. And it flipped in the swamp, and miraculously, no one else was involved in the accident. I walked away unharmed, and thank God it was like a soft area, because if it had been water, that would have not been the situation. I would have been struggling to get out of the car in water. If it would have been hard ground, that could have been a different situation too. But so I was able to get out of the car, and the swamp was not very deep, so I walked to the road, and 2 EMTs happened to be in the car behind me, and they were going the same direction as where my parents live. So we were in Pine City, so about an hour from the Twin Cities, and they offered to drive me that hour to my parents. And after they dropped me off, I slept longer than I think I've ever slept in my life, because I was exhausted, but also the magnitude of what could have happened hit me. And God not only protected me from severe harm, but protected other people that could have potentially been involved, other people on the road. And it was just a huge wake-up call to stop burning the candle at both ends. Don't drive when you're tired. It's just as dangerous as if you were under the influence. And then it was just a really eye-opening kind of point in my life of, like, why did God protect me and what my purpose is? And I really think it helped me narrow my purpose in that I think God saved me to use my gifts to help others, and that was just such a clear turning point of, like, I was saved miraculously. How can I, use that for good? And beyond that, God has continued to protect me from harm, even in situations which I didn't know at the time I needed protection from. But remembering and reflecting on these past examples of God's protection and faithfulness has just continued to encourage me when I'm in a difficult situation to look back and see what he's done so tangibly. And I hope you all can take from my story that God is a protector and is faithful. So thank you.